These are the 9 ways that you can go ahead and get categorized every single time you post on TikTok. Now, if you don't know what categorization is, it's getting a keyword on the top of your videos on your account when you post. And this is indicative that TikTok understands what you're talking about. And that search term means that you're speaking TikTok's language. So I'm gonna give you 9 ways that you guys can go ahead and do that. Now, before I get to it, make sure you guys go ahead and check the description. I have a free community that you guys can go ahead and join right now. You can go ahead and get access to the 2024 boot camp. There's a community in there speaking, and I even do some live workshops in there as well. So go ahead, check it out. I'll see you guys on the inside. Let's get to these 9 tips. The importance of categorization is that TikTok understands what you're talking about. Although the AI is getting better with understanding what you're talking about, still being able to optimize even more, just like Google. Just because you put your website out and Google's really smart doesn't mean you're not going to optimize, right? And so what you need to do is optimize the keywords that you're using. And I'm going to go ahead and break all these things down here for you, all 9 of the steps that you need to go ahead and follow, okay? So first, let's talk about optimizing your account. And these are going to be 3 things right here. So you have your account name, you have your TikTok handle, and you have your bio statement. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you on my phone as well. I'm going to go ahead and go through the For You page here really quick. Here's Real Estate Expert, for example. $10 million property portfolio, free 7-step guide to buy your property on website, okay? He has Sean Land, and he has Real Estate Expert up there. That's pretty solid. He's been a long follower of mine. I don't like to put dollar amounts in the amount, and using the word free even there as well. It's like I said, those can feel a little bit spammy, a little bit body, but that's not bad at all. I'm just kind of putting some ats. You don't put ats in there either. Music, video, photo, Los Angeles. That's more of just a creative style of this. Let's go to Coach Sam. Your bodybuilding big sis, coach on ad ladder. I don't like the ats in there, but that, that's here nor there, but she does very well. Train with me, right? And so you can see she has bodybuilder in there, but you want to be even more specific with what you're about, right? And using keywords with what you're about, okay? I'll show you how to do that here in a second. But you can see the 3 things that TikTok is looking for when you start your account or when you're trying to grow your account here is your account name. So having a keyword there. Your handle is optional. If you're a personal brand and you have a personal brand, your name, a business, etc., go ahead and go with that. That's better. But then the bio statement, helping business is one, creators is one for me, and then TikTok algorithm is one for me. And they already have TikTok growth, so there's a lot of optimizing here on my account. Okay, so like we talked about, I had my longtime follower there that does real estate, your name, and then your keyword. And that's what I did. I did mine in reverse, though. I put my keyword, and then I put my name, because I think even to this day, with having 76.6 right now and soon to have 100, and I'm going to try to continue to grow this thing as long as I can, right? I still think that the keyword is more important than my name, right? And I think it's better to be put in front of the right people and optimize that way rather than that personal brand part, because your personal brand can grow once your account grows, right? So it's social proof in itself. So I always do that, okay? So number 2, I put my keywords in my bio statement in a creative yet ethical, practical way, okay? So this is the key here. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and find these keywords for you. So do TikTok growth, okay? So I'll do TikTok growth. I'll do videos, and I'll go ahead and do a filter in the last 3 months, okay? So this is the top one. This is the top one in the last 3 months by Jay here, social media, marketing, business, okay? And so she has that there. Her video ranks up here. Do you see that categorization bar? That's what we're talking about when we're talking about getting categorized, okay? And so you have the mini series TikTok, grow on TikTok, content creator tips, digital marketing, TikTok algorithm, 200 view jail, best times to post on TikTok, digital marketing, grow on TikTok, viral video club, digital marketing. There's me, content creator, grow on TikTok, growth, grow on TikTok. And so you can see all of these terms up there. So those are the terms, right? Those are the terms that TikTok is using to describe what I do. Now you have to go ahead and do that same thing for yourself and do a couple searches related to the thing that you talk about so that you can find those keywords. So what I would do with those keywords is I would go ahead and write those down, right? After I write those down, I would continue to search those words and see if there's anything else and what kind of branches around your content, right? So for specific TikTok growth is what I do, but you could see digital marketing is kind of around there. Social media is around there. Business is around there. TikTok marketing, grow on TikTok, TikTok algorithm, all those things are the things that surround what I do. And so TikTok knows and narrows in on the people that want to see my content because this algorithm is an interest-based algorithm. So that's why these things are extremely important, okay? So that's what you need to do is you need to go ahead and do that research process. Now, the next thing, optional, like we talked about, your handle. You don't have to change it. I have TikTok growth secrets as mine. Eventually, I will change this to my personal brand, but I'm not going to change it to a personal brand until I'm much further along in maturing this account. Now, we have add captions, okay? So I'm going to get into the actual application of SEO with your content. So I'm going to go ahead and use this video here in my drafts, and we'll go ahead and do all of these things together. So go ahead, lock in, strap in, let's do this. So I have this video right here, okay? And there is no words, but in your TikTok studio editor, or if you don't have the captions available, you can go into CapCut depending on which country you're in. Most people are going to have their captions right here, okay? And so it's going to be on that main page. And there really isn't any captions for me. Somebody said, my God, I guess. But, you know, those would be your captions, and you're able to go ahead and style them. Now, a lot of research has been done with these captions too, that the best performing captions are captions like this with the white back and the black text, or this text right here that's white with the black outline, or the black text, the white text with the black background. Those three are the best for your captions. I would go ahead and do those, okay? Don't really do anything else. Just stick to that. You're going to be doing well with those, okay? So we're going to go ahead and click save. And so you could put your captions in two places. I like to put them down here, like in the bottom third, or if I have a talking head video and I don't have anything else above, I like to put them in the top third, almost where the power button is on your phone, or maybe just above that, right? And so that they can see exactly what's going on in your video, the captions that you're saying while they're scrolling the For You page, because you don't want to make people work too hard, okay? So that would be generating captions. You can do the same thing in CapCut as well if you don't have them available, but generating these captions does help. One, it helps a little bit for retention. People like to see them. People who can't hear and want to read what's going on, they can get to see that as well. And people who are just trying to follow along, they like it as well. So that is a big thing there. The other reason that captions are important is because you get to see what TikTok is analyzing your video as, right? And so if there's some misspelled keywords in there, or if there's some things that don't look right, go ahead and just manually change them. So if I wanted to go ahead and edit my captions and manually change them, you can go in here, click on them, edit captions, and you can go ahead and put whatever word. We'll go ahead and we'll do that. God, okay? So, but you can go ahead and edit these here, okay? And you go ahead and click save, and that would be good. So if you have things that are misspelled or they're using the wrong word that is not pertaining to what you're talking about, go ahead in there and go ahead and change it so that TikTok can better understand what your account is about, okay? So the captions help. Now let's go to the next part here, your description. So once we get in here, you're going to see your description, okay? Now you can go ahead, it says up to 4,000 characters you can go ahead and use. So what I do is something called natural keyword stuffing. And so I go ahead and throw a keyword or two in there, make the sentence make sense. I'm not too passionate about my captions in terms of spending a long time on them. It's not as much like Instagram where people write novel captions, right? And that really works well on Instagram. But here on TikTok, you just want to make sure that you're speaking to your audience if you want to do that, or if you're just trying to optimize, you go ahead and do a natural keyword stuffing phrase. So let's say I was talking about TikTok growth. A lot of times I go down here on the bottom and I use my voice dictation, okay? And so down here, you can see with the voice dictation, I just go ahead and click it, and then I go ahead and just say a quick sentence talking about my video. So I'll do something like, these are the 3 best ways to grow on TikTok in 2024 and to hack the TikTok algorithm for getting more views. Okay. And so that is the sentence that I use. I put grow on TikTok, 3 best ways in 2024, hack TikTok algorithm, right? Get more views. So those are things that people that want to see my content are going to see. Okay. So that's another important part. The next part is hashtags, right? 3 to 4 relevant hashtags on every post. Going overboard hurts your post more than it helps, right? So there's some people who put 15, 20, 25 hashtags there, and most times they're not very accurate, or they're using viral hashtags and doing those kind of things. You could use hashtag FYP if you want, but I suggest not to use viral hashtags. I like to use the biggest niche hashtag that you have. So maybe for TikTok growth, I could do something like social media marketing. You could see that has almost 1 million there, okay? And so you could try to find ones with big amount of posts, right? So TikTok growth tips, you could go through and look at these as well. So I like to find maybe your biggest hashtag. So if you're doing fitness, you could do hashtag fitness, and then something a little bit more niche, hashtag bodybuilding. And then if you did something a couple even more niche, hashtag bench press, hashtag chest day, right? And so you'd have 4 there. One's huge, one's medium, and then 2 that are niche. I like to do that, okay? But I wouldn't do more than, say, 5 hashtags. But 3 to 4 is the sweet spot. So don't get too obsessed with that. The other thing you can do as well when you're doing your research, if you want to go ahead and look at the videos that are doing well, go ahead and write down those hashtags and go ahead and use some of those to try to get into those categorizations as well. Okay. So knowing that we also have those categorizations, you can even hashtag the categorization if you want. So grow on TikTok, right? That's a way to optimize for growing on TikTok. I could do TikTok algorithm. I do this one a lot. TikTok algorithm, and then you can go ahead and do a couple more. But don't spend too much time on this, but maybe go ahead and do it when you're doing your research. Go ahead and jot a couple down, okay? So that is the hashtag part. Now, the keywords on the screen, and swipe them off in the corner. You can set the duration of the text only for a few seconds as well. This is what I suggest now. I used to tell people to do the type and swipe method, where you could go ahead and just type a few keywords here, right? TikTok growth, grow on TikTok algorithm, okay? And so we have these words, and I used to just tell people to make them really small and completely swipe them off the screen, okay? But I'm not telling people to do that anymore, because those keywords are staying on for the whole length of the video. If you have a 1, 2, 3, 4 minute video, a lot of times these titles, that's just not very natural on TikTok, right? And so we always try to look as least robotic, as least spammy, or like we're trying to take advantage of TikTok as possible. So what I do is I now kind of drag it into where the caption and all of that is. So I kind of drag it down here, and I go ahead and set the duration for just, a couple seconds, maybe 1, 2, 3 seconds, okay? And I go ahead and do that and let it disappear. But those keywords still were on the screen, right? And you're still getting the value of them and using them to further help optimize and help TikTok understand what you're talking about, okay? Now, number 8 here is to say the keyword, right? This is another layer of SEO. So with my hook, right, I could say, if you want to grow on TikTok, these are the 3 best ways to do that. And then I'll go ahead in here, and I have that listed in my description. I said the word, the captions relay that as well. Growing on TikTok is a hashtag. Do you see how there's an alignment now? There's this alignment knowing that TikTok has a categorization for you that you've already done the research for. You can go ahead and optimize all of these things in alignment so that you can go ahead and get categorized consistently. Because getting categorized consistently ultimately leads to more trust from TikTok. More trust from TikTok leads to getting more views and getting more people, especially initially, to watch your videos. Because A lot of times when you're being shown on the For You page, you're having 100, let's say 100 new people that see you and 100 people that are already following you. If you're in a brand new niche or you're not following your niche, none of the people that are following you are going to interact with your content, right? They don't want to see that, but the new people can. And the overall aggregate of that is probably going to be negative, probably why you're stuck in the 200 views. However, if you're consistent, right, and you give out extreme value and people start to find it interesting, people who start to come back more and more are going to give you engagement. They're going to give you watch time. They're going to give you some sort of comment, share, favorite, those things that TikTok starts to like, watch time, okay? And as you continue to get those new followers, those new people who are watching you, that's going to bode better for the algorithm, right? And then when new people see it, hopefully they're going to do the same thing. If they don't, you're going to at least have those followers that are starting to build, right? And as new people start to like it, as TikTok gets smarter as well about what you're about, they can show you to a better group of people who are interested in what you're talking about. And that's how you can continue to compound new viewers, new followers, better metrics to start, which means a higher level of baseline viewers, okay? So that's a big part of it as well. So saying the keyword is just another layer of SEO. And then go ahead and put a keyword in your cover text. So when you're doing your cover text, you can go up here to select cover, if you can see that. And I'll go ahead and just type something like 3 ways to grow on TikTok, okay? Go ahead and put that anywhere on there. Make sure it fits. Boom, and we have that done, okay? So there are many as 9 reasons that you might still be stuck in the 200 view jail even after your SEO is on point. And if you want to watch that video, go ahead and check it out right here.